Have you ever been scrolling through your feed and just got this weird feeling that maybe nobody's actually there? That you're just sort of shouting into a void that's filled with echoes and algorithms? Well, you're definitely not alone. And that feeling, it actually has a name. Let's get into it.
You know, for years, there's been this strange idea kind of whispered around the darker corners of the web. It was a conspiracy theory so out there that, honestly, it was pretty easy to just dismiss. But lately, it's started to go mainstream.
It's called the dead internet theory. And the core idea is actually pretty simple. The internet that we all grew up with, a place for real human connection, is gone. It's been replaced by this synthetic, automated replica, where most of what you see and read and interact with, well, it isn't created by a person at all.
To really get this feeling, it helps to go back to the beginning. This quote right here, it's from one of the very first manifestos on the topic, posted on a forum way back in 2021. The author, who went by Illuminati Pirate, was basically saying that the vibrant, chaotic, human web of the 2000s had turned into this sterile, manipulated space. And at the time, yeah, it sounded like pure paranoia.
But then, a funny thing happened. The very people who built the internet started to kind of agree. OpenAI's Sam Altman recently pointed out the explosion of bot accounts. And get this, Reddit's co-founder, Alexis Ohanian, who's been following this theory for years, now says it's becoming very real.
So, this raises a huge question. What if this isn't a theory anymore? What if the data actually proves that the bots have already won? Let's take a look at the numbers.
This is the big one, right? I mean, we all know bots exist, but are they really the majority? For a long, long time, the answer was no. But in 2024, everything changed.
For the first time in a decade, more than half of all internet traffic wasn't human. According to a huge report from the cybersecurity firm Imperva, in 2024, automated traffic, bots, officially crossed that 50% line, hitting 51%. We've actually reached the tipping point. Now, this didn't just happen overnight. If you look at the last 10 years, you can see it plain as day. Human traffic, that's the blue bar, has been steadily shrinking as a piece of the pie. And meanwhile, automated traffic has just been on this relentless climb, finally overtaking us in 2024. It's official. The internet is now a machine's world.
But here's the thing, not all bots are created equal. When we break down that 51%, we see two totally different types. About 14% of all traffic are good bots. You can think of them as search engine crawlers, the things that index the web. But a staggering 37% of total traffic are bad bots, designed specifically for malicious stuff. That means that of all the automated traffic out there, nearly 3/4 of it is up to no good. So what's fueling this explosion? Why is this all happening right now? Well, the answer, as you might have already guessed, is artificial intelligence.
You see, for years, making a really convincing bot took some serious technical skill. But the rise of powerful, accessible, generative AI has completely changed the game. It's basically lowered the barrier to entry so much that now almost anyone can create and deploy super sophisticated bots on a massive scale.
And we can see exactly which tools are being used for this. The main tactic is disguise. Attackers make their bad bots look like legit web crawlers so they don't get detected. ByteSpider, which is a recognized crawler, is the most faked one. It accounts for over half of all these AI-powered attacks. But you can also see some familiar names in there, like Claude and even ChatGPT.
And the scale of this, it is just mind-boggling. In 2024, Imperva blocked an average of 2 million AI-powered cyber attacks every single day. This isn't some small-time operation. We are talking about an industrial-scale assault on the entire web. So all of this leads to a much, much bigger problem. This isn't just about traffic numbers anymore. It's about what a bot-dominated internet actually does to our society and to our own sense of reality.
On a practical level, this is a complete disaster for businesses. Bots are used for everything from scraping pricing data to automatically undercut competitors, to taking over customer accounts, to denial of inventory. And that's when bots hold stuff like concert tickets or sneakers in a shopping cart, so real people like you and me can't buy them.
Let's just take the airline industry as an example. It's now the single most attacked industry out there. Bots are doing something called seat spinning, where they hold seats without paying for them, creating these fake sellouts. They scalp tickets for popular flights, and they use stolen passwords to break into people's loyalty accounts and steal the reward points. But, this isn't just about economics. The real damage is to something way more fundamental, our trust. When you can't tell what's real and what's synthetic anymore, the very foundation of how we communicate online just starts to crumble. And this erosion of trust has massive political consequences. Look at this map. It shows how bot networks were used to spread just a single piece of misinformation during the 2016 US election. Every one of those dots is an account, spreading the same narrative through retweets and replies, creating this completely artificial sense of consensus and manipulating public opinion on an industrial scale.
And sometimes, the impact is just deeply personal. Recently, this really heartwarming story about an overweight cat named Poundcake and his weight loss journey went totally viral on Reddit. People were so emotionally invested. But then, they found out Poundcake and his owner were completely generated by AI. This user's reaction really says it all. Wait, I was crying yesterday over this cat and it never even existed? What the hell?
So, where does all this leave us? If the internet is already more bot than human, and AI is making those bots basically indistinguishable from us, what happens next?
Well, we're now entering what experts are calling a verification arms race. It's a never-ending cycle. For every new tool we build to detect synthetic content, a smarter AI is built to defeat it. It's a technological cat-and-mouse game where the defenders always seem to be one step behind.
And this leads us to the final and, frankly, kind of haunting question that researchers in this field are now asking. As we try to navigate a world where reality itself feels like it's up for grabs, we have to ask ourselves, which is worse? A world where we all just descend into total cynicism and nobody believes anything anymore? Or a world where super sophisticated AI makes it possible for everyone to believe lies? That is the choice we're facing.